Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another anime review for Anime Month. And for this next anime, now this is an anime it's based on a popular manga series, but as for the anime itself, people giving it mostly mixed to sort of negative thoughts on the anime series itself. People will say that the manga series is better. Now, well, people who grew up reading this anime series, or but I probably would say I understand, because a lot of people say for any animes I review, probably some people say the manga series are better though. Well, that's not for me, because I didn't grow up never really grow up reading any manga series. Even back then when Pokemon came out, I never read no manga series or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or manga series of those either. So I was never a big manga fan. I just started reading manga for a few years now. So, but getting to this one, specific one though, this one's a popular manga series. But for the anime itself, though, people are giving it mixed about it. Some people say the manga is better than the anime. So, well, I can't speak for everybody, but I only speak for myself. But to me personally, I enjoy the manga series. Well, I like the manga series. I started reading about not that long after I got the anime series, which was like over a couple of years ago. So, and which is what anime is this now from the title? It's of the anime series of Rosario plus Vampire, or I just call it Rosario Vampire without adding the plus to it, so it makes it simpler. So, yeah, but Rosario Vampire, and as you can see, I do have some of the manga series just to quickly show. So, I like the manga series so far. Like I said, I'm only showing off a few because I do have the series, but I just want to show off just to show that I have the collection. So, but yeah. But I like the manga series, and but as for me, to me personally, I like the anime series. I thought it was funny, like compared to some other ones whether before or after this review, wherever I prefer prefer more of the adult, mature anime, so to speak. I thought it was sometimes fun. I thought it was pretty funny a lot of times, which is sometimes that in certain aspects I understand why people don't like the series though, but like I said, I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself. So, but I like Rosario Vampire. And, well, at least there was a positive thing I say on the back of here from CapsuleComputers.com saying plenty of comedy and, of course, fan service. Yeah, that's another thing. It's also another one of those with dealing with fan service. Most of the fan service is deal with panty shots, because they wear short skirts, and most 90%, well, mostly, yeah, over 9% of each, a lot of times in shots and angles of each episode is mostly a lot of panty shots, so. But yeah, like I said, like I said before, of any of the mature, like the harem / fan anime that has fan service, go past the fan service, because there's a lot to it than just fan service. You have story-wise and character-wise. So, but as for the series, getting into the whole plot of this, the story is that this kid named Skune Anano, which he is transferred to because his parents, he couldn't get into fully to high school, so his dad found a flyer or just to be able to get into one without retaking some exams, so he doesn't repeat the same grade. So he gets transferred to this school named Yokai Academy, and before he knows it, it's a school that's only for monsters, no humans allowed. And before he enters the school, he bumps into a girl named Mocha Akashia, or right here, who is a vampire. She starts sucking his. When she first meets, she starts sucking his blood. And when he gets into class, class, and until the teacher, what was the teacher's name? I forget her name though. But her monster is she's a cat basically. And she explains that this is a school strictly only for monsters, and if a human ever gets in here, they'd be killed. And now Scooney's all freaking out because he's the only human in the school, so if they ever found out he was, they kill him. And until he meets with Mocha Akashia, let's call her Mocha, which he gets in a fight with this one guy, which you see, he's a character you see recurring throughout the series. Gets into a fight with him. Gets harassed once until later on harasses her, Mocha again. He tries to help, but before that he says, she realizes that you're a vampire, and she says, what if I happen to be one of those humans? And who needs friends like monster friends like you? And sort of hurts her a bit, but when she gets in trouble, he tries to save her, but he gets his ass kicked until he's able to remove the rosary wearing around her neck. Like, nobody else can remove her rosary, but only him. He only somehow has the power to remove that rosary. And Mocha transforms into her real self, basically. Like, the one we get throughout the series is this sweet and kind, caring girl. That version of Mocha. But the real Mocha, who has silver white hair with blood red eyes, she's the real Mocha, the real vampire. Which they call her, many monsters call her, like, the vampires like her are an S-class monster, a vampire. Which, I don't understand what S-class means. I guess super class, as for, like, where the manga monsters are, an S-class monster. So I guess S stands for super, I guess. They don't explain it, though, but still. She's an S-class monster vampire. That's the real Mocha. Kicks the guy's butt. And then when we put the rosary back on her, she's back to the other Mocha. And throughout most of them, the first season, when each episode where he meets up with the remainder of his friends, like, for instance, like the second episode of meets this girl named Kuramo. She's a succubus who lures, with her love charm to seduce men. She wants to find the perfect person for her. So, second episode tries to steal Scooney away from Mocha. Third episode, well, I think it was the third or fourth episode, but where we meet Yukari Sendo, who is a witch. She's a little girl though, but she skipped like a bunch of grades to get into Yokai Academy, and she's smart, but she's a witch. It's like they say like she's like the in between humans and monsters, but it's like humans with magic powers basically, but as witches are, and like she gets picked on because she knows she's smart, but she's a witch though, because the witches aren't fully monsters, let alone the same as humans. She gets picked on for that, but like there's this these three punks, which are when they're monster form, they're lizard men. Picks on her because for whatever reason for her, because she's witch or whatever, and doing whatever thing she's like prank she's pulling on. Like throughout the entire series, the one thing, the magic trick she always uses when she just drops gold pans on people, especially Kurumu. And like Skune, he's the always sees like the good, always trying to keep the peace, but also at the same time, sees the good with everybody and all that. And other episode when not until the seventh episode in where he meets Mizure, Shiryuki. Like Mizure, she's like an ice queen, but she's called a snow woman. And like she's a stalker. She's always like peering behind desks, being a stalker or wherever she stands. And of course, she also tries to steal Skune away. And once she kind of like she thinks that he rejected her, but tries to commit suicide, but helps her up. And like the real Mocha tells her, why try to die when you just haven't tried to live your life yet. So then she cuts her hair. And then another episode where she meets with they join this newspaper club, and the president of there is Ginge, called Ginge. Which the episode that there's this creeper around, peeping Tom, spying on girls like the locker room when they're changing, right? And like Skune gets blamed for that, until it's Ginge, he's the creeper. But Mocha fights him, but he's also an S-class monster. He's opposite of vampires. He's a werewolf. Like vampires have strength and werewolves have speed. But he also ends up becoming friends with Skune as well. So, and the remainder is it tries to another episode where there's the swim class, which has get in trouble with mermaids. But apparently, Mocha, her only weakness is water. I guess it's pure water, not holy water, because what is supposed to hurt vampires is supposed to be holy water supposed to hurt them, but I guess just regular water hurts them. I guess. Well, I guess it's a nitpick though, but because vampires like her, I guess sun doesn't hurt, or I guess cross because she wears one around her neck. I guess that does not do anything. So crosses, holy water, and the sunlight don't hurt vampires, but regular water does. So, and then on the second half of the season, where there's towards at the end of the first season, there's this other club. Well, it's called the Security Committee. They enforce rules and stuff, but also gets away with it. They say they can do whatever they want, push other students around, and get away with it. Like Ginge, he got in trouble with them before, but the club, whatever the guy's name was, by the end he suspects of Skune being human until he tricked Skune into revealing that he is, and all the girls, essentially Kurumu Mizure, did not know, but Mocha knew. She's the only one who knew about it, but didn't tell the others, so Kurumu bitch slaps her for not telling, leaves, and so Skune, he's hung up in front of everybody in the school because he's a human, and Mocha is locked up in another cell. Yukiri finds out, but she's saying, it doesn't matter who monster or not, though, because she dealt with when she was picked on with monsters that picked on. When she was with humans, she made friends and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter if human or not, though. But until Ruby, forgot to mention Ruby, till before all that, before the whole thing, they went to the human world for a summer break, and they come across another witch named Ruby who lived in this castle on a hill, where she was following orders for this woman calling her leadership, and she only wanted a Yukari because she was another witch. And gets to fights with her, fighting out these plant monsters. She proves she's pretty powerful until when Skune goes to the castle and finds that her ladyship is after all these years is dead for a long time, and Ruby didn't want to accept that, think she's still alive, until gave up and beat her. They beat her. And Ginye found her and brought her to Yokai Academy. So Ruby helps out Mocha get out of her cell. You know, she has like crows, the power to be crows, I guess. And the others, like, Kurumu slaps her again, saying, "You're just gonna stand there. You're gonna help save Tsukune." So they rescue Tsukune until they get the roof of the school, until the head guy, I forget his guy's name, the leader of the security committee, shoots like a flaming arrow into Tsukune. He burns up. Pardon me. He burns up, and the real Mocha transfers some of her blood into him. So because vampires have regenerating powers, so she bites in, transfers her blood into him so he can heal. And she fights the leader, who is a fiery fox demon. She throws like kicks, because that's what her main thing is. She does kicks. Bounces off the guy like nothing, doesn't do anything, and she gets kicked back until Tsukune, now fully healed, grabs her, and then Ginye, he gets into the fight in his werewolf form, holds the guy while Mocha, which is a phrase she says always when she's in a fight. She says, "It's like, it's time to learn your place," or "You need to learn your place." Kicks that guy through the roof, and the whole school, the crowd gets there, and their teacher says that Tsukune is the one that beat up the leader of the security committee. And now everyone thinks, "Oh, he's the one beat us, so we apologize. We apologize for you, calling you a human," all that stuff. So his name is clear to that, and and most of every episode, the other Mocha sucks his blood, you know, and I guess every time when she sucks his blood, it cuts to the shape of lips, you know, and you hear the "oh" when you're telling she sucks his blood. As for the first season, I like the first season. You know how it establishes the characters until it kind of gets intense at the end of the season, because, you know, when trying to expose him for being a human. So it gets a little. So I dropped the freaking DVD again. Well, I'm always getting to the good stuff when I start dropping things. A lot of times when I start getting to the good stuff, I just drop the whole thing. So yeah, it gets a little intense, and a little bit of the exciting part of the end of the first season when they're trying to save Tsukune. But as for the first season, well, for both seasons, is well animated. I like the animation for both seasons. For both seasons, which I'll get to the second season here in a second, though. But I like the first season when it gets more into the second half of it towards the end. And I forgot to mention, there was another incident where there's another teacher that the Mocha fights. It's the school teacher who teaches math, and her method of studying wants people to study more and more. Guess you can get more like the S&M type of thing, where she whips them and did the studying. And her monster form, she's like, her lower half is a snake, but Mocha beats her too. So, but like I said, it's fan service throughout both seasons. You know, especially big bouncing boobies, and 99% of each camera angle shot is a panty shot. So I guess you probably see why people don't care for the anime series, but I like the series regardless of it. Like I said, look past the fan service. You can have like good characters and story, but at the same time, people say that the story doesn't go anywhere, though. But anyway, getting to that was the first season. Good season. I would say the first season I like, but I think I like the second season. To me, I like the second season just a bit more, I would say. So, second season of Rosario Vampire Capo 2, which I'll just call Season 2. So, season 2 starts off when Skune is back from his spring break. He heads back to Yokai Academy for the second year. Which is funny, he says when he tells us audience that's what his name and stuff, like he's 17 years old. But when the first season, it was his first year, that he said he was 15, so he must have been 15 shortly before turning 16 throughout the whole series, I guess. Because at the start of the second season, he says he's 17, so just nitpicking it though. But he gets back to Yokai Academy. Like all the first year freshman students are gawking over Kurumu, Yokari, Mizure, and especially Mocha. And like they start getting fan letters and stuff. And right before when Skune is heading towards the Yokai Academy, which I forgot to mention, he on his way in the bus, he talks with this there's this mysterious bus driver that talks to him because he knows about the school, saying, like the second season, like, so this is your second year, right? Just don't let your guard. Once you think you know the place, that's where all goes to hell. So you watch your back and all that stuff. So, but then he bumps into this other girl, just like how the same way how he bumped when Mocha bumped into him on her bike. There's this other girl, and instead of like being like what Mocha was when he first met, instead she kicks him, saying, "You're a creep, you're a pervert, drop dead." So at the school, Mocha's receiving death-threatening letters saying, "I'm going to end your life," or "You're going to die," or whatever. So, and at the entrance ceremony, she gets into this fight. The new girl gets in this fight with two other bigger class monsters. Until the real Mocha breaks up the fight. And then the girl, this girl here, is revealed that she is Mocha's little sister. She's always how a story when Mocha describes that she's she's the youngest, and she had different mothers, but they lived together in the same house, and they're always fighting back when they were little kids, back when Mocha was the real Mocha and didn't have the rosary to get to seal her powers. She always wins every time, but Kokoa never gave up. And even back at the human world, like you parodies where she dressed up like Ghostface. You see a Ghostface, she wears a Ghostface mask, or dressed like Freddy Krueger, has a Chucky doll chasing after her, or wears the Jason Voorhees mask with a chainsaw. So you get little parodies of that, which I thought was kind of funny. You know, Scream, Freddy Krueger, Chucky, Jason Voorhees. Or there's like there's even fourth wall breaking, especially with Kurumu saying like, because also forgot to mention throughout the whole series, there's this little bat that's been hanging around throughout the whole entire series. You know, whenever there's a fight, like saying, "Oh, they showdown. It ended at like something seconds. Wee!" He says "wee" every time. Until the second season, she's with the sister Kokoa, like uses him to transform into weapons. And like Kurumu, like the fourth wall break in, like Kurumu says, "Oh." So the kid, this bat has been like with her ever since the start of the show, or whatever. And like Yukari's like, "Oh, I guess the writers had this in their back pocket the whole time." Yeah, so you get fourth wall breaking like that, so that they like indicate like they know they're a cartoon and all that stuff. So she tries to she causes more destruction, you know, wanting Mocha to fight her. Until like when she gets like this weapon right here, tries to crush both Mocha and Skune, until the real Mocha comes out and kicks her, but she doesn't stay down because she's a vampire. And throughout the whole time is that she starts like, "Oh, big sister," because she really was the real Mocha. She did not like the nice Mocha. She didn't like the nice Mocha. She wanted the real, you know, Mocha that she always fought against. And he's like, No, I'm not you. It's the other dumb Mocha. That wimpy ass version. You ain't you basically. And then, like, next episode after that is when it's Parents' Day, and you get Kurumu and Mizure's mothers. They're fighting against each other. They want to make Tsukune their fiance, but both of the mothers are constantly fighting, and they went to the same high school together. And then, like, the next episode where Yukari like, Sleep Kiss in that she's so small, she wants to be a grown woman so that Tsukune would recognize her, because the other ones are more grown up and basically big bouncy boobies, basically. She wanted to be like that, and then the school nurse gives her some growth, gives her an injection, makes her grow more, and becomes popular with the guys, and until she realized that, like, her figure is not enough, so she wants to, like, ask for more from the school nurse, until she realized that the school nurse did this so that she can feed off her, because she feeds off negative emotions, because that's what Yukari was, like, what she wanted was full of negative and selfish reasons, so that's why she did that, so that she could be able to feed off her emotions. And then an episode where dealing with curry and rice, like the cooking teacher, who's like an Indian monster. Like, she wants everyone to cook curry and rice, make it the perfect one, but until she infects the whole school, everyone feeding curry, and everyone's skin turns yellow as they eat it. But except for Mizure, because whenever she tries to cook, she's always messing things up or freezing it, because she's a snow woman. And you get this little decent song where she's making curry, and you get this little decent song where it says, go up and say yes, say yes. I thought that was kind of a pretty decent song that was playing during the little montage that she's trying to cook curry properly without freezing or messing up. So until she realized that the whole school's been affected, and including Tsukune and the other girls, until she gives Tsukune her, like, shaved ice curry and snaps him out of it, and pardon me. And basically helps cure the whole school until the whole school gets flooded with the yellow curry sauce. And then to one time where when Tsukune goes back to the human world to visit his mother, and she got kind of the heart attack when she sees. Well, first she expected to see Mocha there first, until the other girl sneak into his bedroom, and the mother's like, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing with four? Wait, tell me, we have 4 different girls in your room. You have out of control teenage sex with them." Until and also one the night and in the bathroom where with Kurumu, Mizure, and Yukari. When he's in the bathroom, and Scootie's mom is on the phone, and she sees them all running around half naked. And then Scooty's cousin comes over, saying, "Oh, not only you brought only a girlfriend, but you brought 4 of them." So he tries to decide which one who be his girlfriend, and until Mizure, Kurumu, and Yuki, they go outside and start fighting each other, and his cousin starts getting suspicious, and until Mocha talks to her, Scooty's mom, saying, "Oh, you're the one that Scooty's been talking about, every time he calls home, you're mentioned, how kind and how sincere he is says about you." And so the cousin gets suspicious of that. But the mother says everything's alright. And then at one point there was a ski trip where Mizure with her mother again trying to make Tsukune her fiance. Kokoa tries to find a way to take the rosary off of Mocha, but didn't do any good, caused an avalanche, and her and Tsukune are the only ones in this cave, and saying he asks her, "Why do you hate me so much?" And she says, "Oh, because you do everything you want, suck his blood, and you're the one who can take off a rosary, why?" Until there's this Yeti which turns out to be Mizure's dad. And it's like, that's her dad? It's like, so him and her mom, they did it? Yeah, I guess so. But at the end of the episode, it turns out that it's her dad was wearing a Yeti costume. And at one point where the bat that's always hanging with Kokowa, kind of like sort of like little revenge and stuff. You could say kind of like revenge, but he disguises himself as a vampire, as a student attending the school, hypnotizes everybody except for Skune, and Kokowa, who has been looking, and where the bat he starts singing on stage and Coco interrupts, and he tries hypnotizing her, which is working, and then when Skune takes off Moko's rosary, and both the sisters tag team and kick the bat's butt. And then at one point where Skune's cousin, she ends up in the academy to give him some stuff, so she's able to bypass the sacred barrier that humans hadn't able to reach the school as they said, but yet she is able to get there because you see her holding onto a tree because there's a whole bunch of bats flying around. And she gets suspicious how the way the school looks and saying how sees how Kuremu or Mizure is fondling over Skune. It's like, what kind of school would act like this? She says, do that in the middle of the hallway and all that stuff. Until her lunchbox gets swapped with Kokowa because she stole a magic mirror. So her box gets swapped with her. So the cousin gets the mirror, which contains this little fairy that uses the mirror to show the true forms of monsters if they look into the mirror. So at first she thinks it's all an act, special effects and all that stuff. Until the whole school is affected, all the students are in the monster forms, and she comes to realizes that it's all real, and Mocha's there is like, oh, get away from me, you're a monster too, I was right the whole time. But eventually gets her to trust her, so to help each other out to save Skune. And all his friends are affected too, but except for Mocha. So she gets the idea to look into the mirror and brings her other half out. So the two of them are actually first time face to face with one another. So eventually, the friends overcome the trance, and they fight with the help of the cousin, because not to look at the mirror, they blindfold themselves, and the cousin tells them which direction to hit. So everything's back to normal, but the sacred barrier that surrounds this whole school from the human world begins cracking because there's a rosary that kept it sealed, but it broke. So Mocha makes the sacrifice to use her rosary to seal the barrier again. So he does, but the real Mocha is out because sometime after, and the real Mocha, because the Mocha is all very serious and all that, and they want to try to write an article in a newspaper, and they ask Mocha how about an article on kicking ass? Different kinds of kicks she uses, flying kicks, roundhouse kicks, spinning kicks. Many different ways to kick a person's ass. And even she even tries to, get with Skune, but he's feeling uncomfortable because he's used to it with the other Mocha, so he's not used to how the other Mocha is with him, so he's getting a little bit uncomfortable with that, and also I forgot to mention that the cousin, she promised to keep Skune's secret, as he's the only human here, so forgot to mention that. But until comes to realize that there was a way, because Ruby explains to him that there is a way that to get the other Mocha back, because there is another rosary, because there are 3 guardians of this place. There is the director who runs the school, and this the other one who helps with this school is actually Mocha's father. He's the one who created the rosary, have her power sealed. So he goes to where his place is at until because Kurumu and Mizure's mothers are getting in the way because they want him to marry their daughters. But eventually he gets there, and Mocha's father kicks his ass with his powers and saying, "Oh, that's not how it is. I love Mocha," but her father reminds him what he said the first time he met her. He's like, "I don't need monster friends," But he tries to make that's change all that, and until he leaches some of that power, because remember that Mocha transferred some of her blood into him, so he has a little bit of power to him. So eventually he's able to get the rosary out of his hands, and it's like, all right, do as you wish with the rosary, Scooty. I don't know, but that doesn't mean I'm giving you my daughter's hand. You do better enough to know that. So then his whole place gets crumbling down, and then the real, the serious Mocha, you could say, finally gets a chance to suck his blood like how other Mocha always does it, so she finally gets a chance to do that, and puts the rosary back on, and real Mocha, is like, she like hugs him, but she's like, because she has strength still, and she like starts breaking his back, crushing him. And so, and then Kokoa, he's like, "Oh, you may have won this round, but I got other plans coming very soon." And then her father, speaking of plans, after some investigation, I learned that's what one of your plans caused this whole ruckus. And it's like, "Are you She's like, "Are you serious?" "Not as serious as the spanking." Starts spanking her. And then it ends with them like dancing in the gym, and which I will say another thing I liked about it is that the intro music to the first season is fine, but I like the intro music to the second season. Whereas it starts like, oh, well, how'd it go? But it's in the song is in Japanese, but it starts like, and it played it at the end of the song, but it's also the intro song to the second series. But this song played at the end of the series, so I do like that song too. That was a good piece of music as well. And like how it ends, like with Kokoa, she gets that mirror again and brings it the other half, and it ends with all the girls fighting over Skune. So yeah, but I've been curious of how his third season would have been, but there was never one. So ends as so. But yeah, I guess some people say that the manga series is better. I can see that though, but it's all up everyone's opinions though. But some people, I guess, very few people don't like the series. This series is given mixed to negative, I could say. Like some people say the characters are generic, especially Skune. He's just a bland male lead. Understandable though, but I don't see that though. But I like the character. I like the characters. The animation is well done. This is because this came out in 2008. I can't believe it's already been over. It's been 11 years since this came out, because the first season came out at the start of 2008, while this debuted at the end of 2008. So, yeah, 11 years since this series came out. So, yeah, 2008. Because the other ones I've been watching and reviewing is either it's been to like 2015, 2018, or 12 or whatever. You're like from a few years ago. So, but this is from 2008 though. So I thought it was well animated for what it was in 2008. As for the voice cast, I know the voice cast was pretty solid, I would say. Like, especially for Mocha, which I either before or after this, wherever I reviewed, that she's recognizable to me because she's voiced in a lot of animes. Well, especially when she has been like what was her name? Voiced by Alexis Tipton, I think. Yeah. Yeah, because I mentioned them before. Yeah, Alexis Tipton. Yeah, she voiced on other ones that, which, yeah, I think I. No, I haven't yet, because I'm gonna get to those. For some reason, I thought I blanked. I think I was though, but yeah, she voices in other anime as well. I think also in Yeah, Maria the Virgin Witch. Yeah, she plays Maria the Virgin Witch. She had a small role, a small voice in another anime. I forgot though, but she's been a voice in a lot of other animes as well that I've watched. So, but I mostly. Oh yeah, that's what it was. My Bride is a Mermaid. That's what it was. She voices a Sun, the mermaid, in My Bride is a Mermaid. That was what I was thinking of because you all have the same actor who voices Skune in that show as well. Yeah, so My Bride is a Mermaid. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, because both our lead voices are both the same. Are two main characters in that show. So yeah, but Lex Tipton voices Sun in My Bride is a Mermaid, Maria the Virgin Witch, and other couple animes that I've heard from. So, but voice casting, she does a good job as Mocha, and the one who does the serious, kick-ass or badass version of Mocha, Colleen. Clinton Beard, I say. So yeah, I thought she did a good job, and some people think that Todd Habercorn, who voiced Skune. I don't know. Is that what it is? Is that what I think? Yeah, because I remember because I watch Mojo.com. When there's other videos for regarding about anime, yeah, he does voice narration for the top 10 lists of whoever, a lot of times for anime top 10 lists. So yeah, Todd Habercorn, that's what it was. Yeah, he voices Skune, and both are forget the lead character's name in My Bride is a Mermaid. I forgot, I was like, I'm Todd Habercorn, and this is. We're top 10 for whoever in anime, or, let's get ready to Mojo. Yeah, that's him. I forgot that, he voices Skune and the other character from My Bride is a Mermaid. Yeah, so shout out to that guy. Because he does the animes for top 10 anime, whatever, and Watch Mojo. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. But some people probably don't care for his voice as Skune. But I didn't mind the guy, so I think he was very decent, so. The voice cast for Kurumu, and especially the girl voices Yuki. I heard Yuki Sen of the Witch. I heard her voice in other animes as well. Vermisere, Ruby, and other voice cast, supporting cast like Kokoa. I thought they all did very fine as well. So the animation was fine, and because Funimation, because it's another anime that's released by Funimation. Because Funimation does pretty good for when it comes to the anime shows. But I like the first two seasons. Well, the second season I kind of like a bit more though. But the first season, it gets a more exciting or intense when it comes to the end of the season when Skune is being exposed as a human and all that. But I kind of like the second season a bit more though. But characters that I do like, characters of especially Kurumu. She's like the funniest one. She's always, where is she? Right to her, because she's always wanted to. A lot of times it shows off her bouncing boobies and all that stuff. That's what basically because she's a succubus, but it also always want to try to get up in Scooty's pants. So, but I thought she was the funniest of the characters. So, but the real Mocha, she was a badass character. Always kicking everybody's asses. Which where my finger is right there, the real Mocha. But I also like the sweetness in Mocha as well. So, but yeah. But that's my review of the anime of Rosario plus Vampire, or I call it just Rosario Vampire without the plus. So, but I like the anime, but I also like the manga too, though. But people still say it's better than the anime series. That's all fine. It's their opinions though. But I like the anime though. The manga. But I like the anime, so yeah, a lot of people have not good things to say about this anime, but I do like it. Like I said, I can only speak for myself, not for everybody. So, but that's my review of Rosario Vampire. I like the series. But thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next anime review. But like I said, it's all subjective. But if you like it, don't like it, that's your fine. But like I said, get past the fan service, which is like I said. A lot of them relies on panty shots, almost every episode. But like I said though, but I like the characters and the animation I like. Forgot to mention the bits of the score that I like, especially some of the songs in the second season that I liked. But I still think to me it's an enjoyable anime to me though. But listen, we can like or dislike. It's up to you. But I like this anime series. I thought a lot of times I think it's funny too. So probably funnier of the more mature anime series. But yeah. But thanks for watching and stay tuned on the next anime review. Later.